My name is Lilo, and tonight's story isn't about fairies, stars, or moonlight. It's about a boy, a robot, and a choice that changed everything. Theo was 10 years old and loved building things. While other kids collected cards or played video games, Theo collected broken pieces of machines, old radios, loose wires, cracked screens, half-rusted gears. He kept them all in his small workshop behind his house. People in town thought it was just a messy shed, but to Theo, it was a laboratory, a place where forgotten things could be born again. One quiet afternoon, Theo went to the junkyard on the edge of town. He climbed over piles of scrap metal and forgotten things until he saw something unusual, a square metal box covered in dust and vines. It wasn't like the other junk. This one had markings burned into the steel. He wiped them off with his sleeve. It said, R1 Prototype. Curiosity took over. Theo pressed the red button on top. At first, nothing happened. Then the box hissed, panels unfolded like wings, gears clicked into place, and a small robot rose to its feet. It had two round blue eyes that flickered to life, a smooth silver body, and thin limbs built for precision. The robot looked around, its head tilting, then its eyes settled on Theo. "Hello," it said in a quiet, calm voice. Theo jumped back, his heart pounding. "You can talk." The robot tilted its head again. "Of course I can. Are you my human?" Theo hesitated for just a second, then nodded. "I guess I am." The robot straightened its posture as if reporting for duty. "My designation is R1, but you may call me Robby." From that day on, they were inseparable. Theo taught Robby how to speak better, how to play games, how to fix things. In return, Robby helped Theo with his inventions. Together, they built small hovercrafts that zipped around the yard, magnetic gliders that soared on invisible currents, and even a talking clock that could tell terrible jokes. Theo finally had a friend who understood his world. But while Theo saw Robby as a friend, others didn't. Some people in town whispered that robots were dangerous, unpredictable. Others just said Theo was strange for spending all his time with a machine. The kids at school had a crueler name for Robby, Scraphead. Theo pretended it didn't bother him, but sometimes late at night, alone in his workshop, he wondered if they were right. Was it strange to feel this close to something made of wires and gears? One day, everything changed. The sky turned dark in the middle of the afternoon. A massive ship appeared over the horizon, humming with the sound of 1,000 engines. It was silver, sharp, and shaped like an arrow, casting a shadow that swallowed the entire town. People ran into the streets, pointing up at it, their faces a mix of awe and terror. The news called it a research vessel from somewhere far beyond Earth. When the ship reached the center of town, beams of blue light scanned the buildings. Instantly, everything stopped working. Cars died, phones went silent, lights flickered out. The entire city went dark, and then the ship spoke. A huge metallic voice boomed from the sky. R1 unit, return. Theo's heart froze. R1, that was Robby. He looked at his friend whose blue eyes had dimmed for a moment. A signal was pulling at him, a powerful command calling him home. Theo grabbed Robby's hand. "Don't listen," he whispered desperately. "Stay with me." Robby looked at Theo, and for the first time, his voice shook. "I wasn't built here. I was built up there." The ship's lights swept across the town like a searching net. Robby's metal skin began to glow, responding to the call. He was being activated remotely. Thinking fast, Theo ran with him into the forest where the dense trees could offer some cover from the light. They hid behind a large rock, panting. Robby stared at his own glowing hands in confusion. "Theo," he said softly, "I think I was sent here a long time ago. I was meant to learn, to observe, but I found something they didn't program me to find." Theo swallowed hard, his throat tight. "What's that?" Robby looked at him, and his glowing eyes seemed to hold more than just light. "You." The ship's voice echoed again, louder this time, more insistent. "R1 unit, final call." Theo's chest tightened. He couldn't lose his best friend. "You don't have to go. We can hide you. I'll fix you so they can't track you. I'll protect you." But Robby shook his head slowly. "If I don't go, they will come. Not just for me, for everyone. They will burn the town to find what belongs to them." Theo's mind raced. He thought of all the inventions they had made, the nights they spent on the roof talking about stars, the way Robby listened to him when no one else did. He couldn't just let him go, but then Robby placed his cold metal hand on Theo's shoulder. "You gave me something they could never build into me, a heart that knows what it means to choose, and I choose to protect you." With a shared look of resolve, they ran back toward the center of town. The ship hovered lower now, its engines pulsing like thunder. With Robby following close behind, Theo scrambled up the town's central power tower. From up high, the whole town looked fragile and small under the shadow of the ship. Robby turned to Theo, his voice calm again. "If I connect my core to their signal, I can break their link for good. But it will burn everything inside me. I won't come back." Theo's voice cracked. "No, there has to be another way." Robby looked at him, his expression one of profound peace. "Theo, I was made to follow commands, but you taught me how to care. Let me do this, as your friend." Theo gripped Robby's hand tightly, feeling the cold metal against his skin one last time. His eyes burned with tears he refused to let fall. "I don't want to lose you." Robby's blue eyes flickered softly like a gentle pulse. "You won't. I'll always be here somewhere in the stars." He pulled away gently and climbed to the highest point of the tower. The ship's bright light locked onto him. Robby lifted his arms, and for a moment, everything was silent. Then a surge of energy shot out of his chest like a contained storm. The sky filled with a blinding blue light. The signal from the ship cracked and shattered like glass. Alarms echoed through the air as the massive vessel shuddered, its engines faltering. Then it slowly turned and drifted upward, retreating into the clouds until it disappeared completely. The lights in the town flickered back on. People stepped out of their homes, blinking at the now clear night sky. The storm was over, but at the top of the tower, Robby's light had gone out. Theo climbed up slowly and knelt beside his friend. The blue glow in Robby's eyes was gone. The silence was deafening. For days, Theo didn't speak to anyone. The town celebrated their survival, but he only thought about the friend who had saved them. Then one night, as he sat on the roof of his workshop, looking up at the stars, something flickered above. A single blue light pulsed gently in the darkness, as if winking down at him. Theo smiled through his tears. He went back to his workshop and began to rebuild Robby's empty shell piece by piece. Not to make a new machine, but to build a monument, a way to remember the friend who chose him over the stars. And sometimes, when the night was quiet enough and the wind was just right, Theo could swear he heard a soft voice whisper, "Hello, Theo." Thank you for listening to our story tonight. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more tales that touch the heart. We'll see you next time.